and stuff, they just say it like a real person.
WSIC News Talk Now. The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
I want to see the kind of industries that are opening up.
This is Local Biz Now with Joe Vagnone, where your business matters. Local Biz Now.
You have to determine what is working, what isn't working.
Joe Vagnone is a respected business broker, helping individuals buy and sell businesses. Joe has successfully owned and operated many companies in a variety of industries. This is Local Biz Now, because your business matters.
Yeah. You are listening to the #1 live talk business show in all of North Carolina. We are coming to you from Burner Cigar Studio, home of the finest premium cigars and cigar smokers in the world. You have two of them here in front of you right now. Burner Cigar, located in Birkdale Village and also in Denver on Old Highway 16. Go on by there. Tell them Joe sent you. You are listening to Local Biz Now. This is News Talk WSIC, where your business matters. If you ever questioned whether we were the #1 live talk business show in North Carolina, let me prove it to you.
Give us some numbers.
I'm gonna give you some. I
want to hear the
specifics. Are you ready?
Yes.
We have been going strong for hold it. 11 years.
11 years? They still let you do this?
Live on the air for WSIC. We have over 867 interviews of small business people and community leaders that we have spoke with over the years.
Can you name them all?
6.
Just real quick. We've got a couple minutes here.
Will you let me finish my validation? I mean, this is going to prove why you're on the show today. You understand me?
Okay.
I'm setting you up, and you're messing up the setup.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay. We have well over 667 videos on the tubes. Go there, check them out. Joe Vagnone, business broker. Again, Joe Vagnone, business broker. Go to the tubes and check out all of those videos. So we are live on the book, live on the tubes, live on the X, live on anywhere you get your podcast. And I am monitoring Facebook. And so if you want to chit-chat, to get involved, to make fun of my co-host, that's the place to do it, which is on Facebook, WSIC Facebook. You also can get the WSIC app. I really encourage you to do that. Go to WSIC website, click on the app. It drops on your phone. It's real simple. You can listen to any of the shows that WSIC has. And it really is a great way to listen. You don't have to worry about where you are, what's going on, and that sort of stuff.
You said that you had 667 videos on the tube?
On the tubes.
All right. So this will be 668?
That's correct.
That's a good number.
Is it?
Yeah, it sounds lucky, doesn't it? 668?
Okay, let me be clear.
Yes.
I didn't give you permission to talk yet.
Okay, sorry.
This just proves why this is such a challenging show to be able to handle. You understand?
Yes.
That being said, Joe's back there listening to me make fun of you. He's like, wow, man, what are you doing? So, okay, the person I have been picking on is my good friend, whether he will admit it or not, James Sanders. James is a president and owner, founder of Shared Resources Technology and Solutions. James, my friend, thank you for being here, buddy. I appreciate it.
I am grateful to be here again.
Now, so everybody understands the reason why I'm picking on James is because James is a dear friend of mine, and James is the one person I trust and go to when it comes to any kind of IT. He has a big brain, and he is more than willing to share that big brain. Any of you that have listened to the show for a while know that James has been one of the top people that have been on the show, and for that reason, he is what we title and has received the award of Left Shoe Award, the host Left Shoe Award. Jojo, can you get a photo of this for those of people on the book and the tubes and the chain so they can see this? Now, if you're not if you're not watching YouTube right now, what you're seeing, if you could, on Facebook, is a twirling left shoe. It's one of my loafers that I have worn for over 30 years.
It's a pretty nice loafer.
It is a pretty nice loafer, and I keep them pretty nice for 30 years.
I mean,
that
two of
shoe.
them
That's
would have
right.
been nice.
Well, you can't get both of them. James only has the left shoe. Let me tell you how that worked. A year ago, and I do mean exactly a year ago, was my 10-year anniversary. I had this big shindig. I invited every single host, every single person that has had anything to do with the show. We put them all together. It was well over 9,500 people. Every one of them, but maybe 5 showed up. And I gave out awards. And one of the awards I gave out were the 2 awards I gave out were my 2 favorite hosts of all times. The first one was the left shoe, which was awarded by James Sanders. You got the clapping, JoJo, there? We need a little clapping. Woo! There you go. There you go. James Sanders won the left shoe award. He was not there to receive it. Let me be clear. The right shoe award was won by Bill Russell. Bill Russell was there. You got the clapper, JoJo, for that? Bill Russell.
Hey, speaking of Bill Russell and distracting you from the rest of where you're going with this.
Yes.
65th anniversary was 65th birthday was Saturday. You want to sing happy birthday to him?
Nice.
Yeah. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bill. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah. Okay. I sure hope that
I would have been there.
Bill Russell got
I
that.
had a death in the family and traveled to Detroit. Do you think I would have rather been with you or in Detroit?
All I know is James was not there to receive his award. But that's not why I bring all this up.
Oh.
Because the new owner, who had nothing to do with my first 10 years, okay, you understand that.
The new owner of the radio station.
And was not the owner that owns this radio station.
Yes.
And is probably going to
he was
get me in
envious.
chains and in cuffs to get me out of the building before we finish this. But he was not involved with the 10 years before. You understand it, right?
Right.
And he was not invited, right, at the time. I actually didn't know him. You understand that. So anyways, he comes in today and sees your shoe award, which he doesn't know anything about.
He looked confused.
He doesn't know there's a world before Justin. You
Yes.
understand that, right?
Yes.
And so he looks, he starts smiling. I get ready to tell him about the shoe, and he said, man, I can't. I got to go pick up my son from school. So I said, don't worry about it. I'm going to tell you the story while you're driving to pick up your son. So here, let me explain to you. This particular award is such a spectacular, momentous, superior award. Very few people have ever actually achieved that. When we come back from the break, I'm going to tell you the significance of the Host Shoe Award and, better yet, Coach's Shoe Award, which will describe in more detail how this came about.
I
And you're
want
gonna
the
feel
world
so
to
special
know.
about
I want the world to know that I'm special.
that you must be.
That's well,
right.
I appreciate it.
You are listening to Local Biz Now. We come back, you're going to hear all about the Coach's Shoe Award. Spectacular, I tell you. We'll be right back.
We'll return to more of Local Biz Now with your host, Joe Vagnone, after these messages on 105.
I guess it was too much to ask for. Christina's dying to know about the shoe. Okay. Hey, again, it's 172 degrees in here. How many times I got to tell y'all? Oh, you blaming Wilton now. Oh, JoJo's blaming Wilton. It's 172 degrees in here. And then it gets hotter when you shut that door.
That's why I opened it.
And all that hot air coming in around here. Okay, so hopefully we got a guest coming. If not, you're it.
We'll drag it out.
That's going to be a depressing
We'll drag
show.
it out. I wish I prepared for that long. I'll just speak slower.
I sure hope Bill appreciates you saying to him.
I hope so. I hope so.
All right.
How many hundreds of people are on Facebook commenting about the shoe already?
Mm.
Has it gone viral?
No, and I would have thought that shoe would have gone viral a year ago. Bill was very upset that you were singing.
Ouch.
You notice I didn't participate. I could have sung, but if I would have sung, I would have overpowered you. Do you understand?
I would have taken it. You couldn't sing in harmony with me? I was too
No,
far.
I
Okay,
cannot do
all
that.
right. Yeah, I'm not.
I have no harmony.
Okay.
That I could
All
not
right.
have done.
Well, I take the blame on that one. Look, you got a big anniversary coming up.
Huh?
You have a big anniversary coming up.
Personally,
Yes. That's
and
what
for
I'm
the
talking
station, it's all in September.
Is it really?
Yeah.
September's the
30 years. My wife and I have been together 30 years. This show is 11 years. It's all happens in September. Yeah. My birthday's in September. My wife's birthday's in September.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Federal fiscal year end is September 30th. I'm sure that affects
And I
you.
should care
You
about
probably stay up late cutting contracts with the feds, right? If it's committed by the end of the year, they got to pay it.
Oh, boy.
It's Local Biz Now with Joe Bagnone on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Yeah. Number one live talk business show in North Carolina. And I'm here with one of the number one hosts of Local Biz Now. We call him the Left Shoe Award recipient, James Sanders, and he is the founder and the president of Shared Resources Technology. James, thank you for being here, buddy. I appreciate it.
Happy to be here, proud to serve.
So, here's the story of the Coach's Shoe Award. Are you ready?
Yes.
Which I turned into the Host's Shoe Award.
Why not?
For years, I mean over 20-something years, I have been coaching Pop Warner High School and middle school football and middle school lacrosse. So I'm a coach at heart, you understand? Joe's looking at me like, no way. Oh, yeah, Joe. Say what? That's right. Okay, to your point, Joe, here's the thing. So one of the shticks I used to do was wear my loafers all during practice, all during the games, and you can imagine it gets cold out and those loafers would get destroyed, holes in them, and, and the parents and the kids would always say, why don't you wear like regular tennis shoes like everybody else, and that sort of stuff. So they'd be making fun of the coach wearing these slippers out on the practice field and at the game. And at the end of the year, we would have an award ceremony. And one of the things I would give out, I would take these old nasty shoes, right? And I'd spray paint them bronze and create this shoe award.
Yes.
And I would give it to the one young man that I felt was most deserving that would receive what we called the Coach's Shoe Award, which by the time I stopped coaching was the most coveted award in all of middle school and Pop Warner at the time, right? So the Coach's Shoe Award was infamous for years if you played for me. And I still have to this day some parents that will come up to me and say, Joe, man, my son, he just graduated college, played all the way through college football, and I still have your shoes. sitting in my living room, and he won't let me throw them out because the parents know what they are. They're Joe's old shoes.
Yes.
But to the kids, that's a coach's shoe award. And so, anyways, so when I graduated to 10 years of Local Biz Now, I decided to have a host shoe award. And because I could not decide, Julie and I couldn't decide who had been the most helpful in my show over the last 10 years.
Well, I mean, that's
you
easy.
Or Bill Russell.
Oh, yeah, he's good
So
too.
I split for the first time ever the Coach's Shoe Award, turned it into the Host Shoe Award, and you received the left shoe, and Bill Russell received the right shoe. And
that
so
was
that's
the correct
reason.
thing to do. I know a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of thought went into it. That was the sweet thing to do.
So anyway, so those of you that listen on the radio, this is a old shoe of mine, which I kept up pretty good, you understand? It wasn't like,
Yeah, it's not
because
bad.
this was a
This
business
is-
shoe. This was
right.
not the shoe that I wore out for football practice.
Right.
But this would be a shoe that I would have used. Well, this shoe is 33 years old. Just to let you know, I take care of my stuff.
That's a nice one.
And it's on this nice little swivel. It is a one of a kind, two of a kind. So James is one of the people that have, and Bill Russell has this in his office. If you go there right now, Bill Russell has the Right Shoe Award in his office as well. So that's what it is. I wanted to describe it to you because we brought it in today. And if you're on, and let me see, you can, if you are on
Facebook.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jojo, I was trying to get the front of the, spin it around like, there it is. Okay, that's it. There. Now you get a chance to see it. Okay. So if you're on Facebook, you got a chance to see it. You know what? We'll get Mamie to put this on Facebook so that everybody will have a chance to see it as well. So that's a host shoe award, and you are the left shoe, and Bill Russell was the right shoe. And it is to celebrate 11 years.
10 years, is that?
That celebrates 10.
Yes.
But this month is 11 years doing this show.
Congratulations. And the
Thank
FCC doesn't know that you're on the air still?
No, they have no idea.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. FCC. Check in with FCC. Yes.
Okay. Hey, James, let me just tell you this. If you don't behave yourself, I'm going to take that shoe and I'm going to stick it. Okay.
Okay, I'll behave.
Okay, so before we get started, please remind people, what is Shared Resources Technology, my friend?
We are a managed service provider, which is that we take the burden of keeping track of technology off of you so that you can run your business.
So what makes you different than, say, my brother's got a company that does cloud services as well.
Yes.
What's the difference? We small business people cannot tell what the difference is between what you guys specialize in. Can you kind of break some of that up?
Yes, absolutely. So we have a wheelhouse that we are very, very good at because we keep it within that, just like your brother does probably with his cloud services. We would not do what he does, while a lot of managed service providers like us would be chasing that extra dime. We live in the real
Meaning
world.
selling the software of tabletop service.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
they would see that as an additional source of regular income, recurring income, and so they, even though they have no hands-on control of it,
Right.
they would resell it and maybe use your brother's
Right.
services and resell it for an extra dime. We don't do that. When we look at a prospect, we make sure that everything that they're looking for is within our wheelhouse, and minor changes here and there to improve what they have, get it where it needs to be. But we live also in a real world as opposed to a utopian world. And utopian worlds are IT guys that will throw whatever the next shiny object is at a
Right.
problem to try to fix it, and or not care enough about small business money. Many of my clients really do care about their bottom line, and it affects people. And so we take that into account, and we make sure that we find solutions that are small business, that they're enterprise quality at small business prices.
That is a great way to describe what you do, because that's exactly the way I would have thought of you, which is you really are getting a high caliber product and service at an affordable level. You call it enterprise. For
Yes.
those of you that don't know, enterprise is like a large Fortune 500 company, right? And you provide that level of service to all of your clients, no matter what their size is.
Correct.
That's the best way to describe what you do.
Well, thank you. We do have.
You need to write that down. You need to remember that. Julie, remember that. Enterprise service.
Is somebody recording this? We do have international clients. We have an international raceway management company, and in some they tip the scales on the number of end users and solutions that they use. That's unusually high number, but it's the exact same level of service that we provide the one person. Let's say tiny CPA working out of their home type stuff.
Right.
Same solutions, because the security applies across the board for everyone.
What is it that something has changed, right? I can remember years ago my communications or my phone line, right?
Yes.
Was I needed that before I could consider opening any business,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
You
Yeah.
know, and there was this whole industry of phone related.
Yes,
You know, we
that's
would
right.
call it hard line now,
Right.
you know.
POTS is what it's
landline.
called.
That's
Plain old telephone system.
okay.
POTS.
Well, at the time, it was high tech for us to make sure we had to decide how many lines we wanted and that sort of stuff.
That's right. Yeah.
That was the lifeblood of communicating with our clients.
It
right?
was. Yeah. So you're
That's completely
late.
moved.
Yeah, that's late 80s,
Yes.
mid 90s. That changed. By the end of the 90s, copper wire was not as important because we started getting Wi-Fi. And now an item that I look at when I'm looking at prospects or my current clients is, do they have what's called a PBX, which is a telephone system that's hanging on a wall somewhere in a back office. And if a company still has a PBX, something's really weird. Something's not right. Now,
us owners are getting that's what
I did identify a company up in Statesville that had a really elaborate, big PBX still in their building, which didn't make any sense, didn't match the rest of what they were doing, and I was really confused about it. And I had a conversation for probably about a year and a half, 2 years. Every once in a while, the conversation came up, and I was like, "Hey, you guys still have this? You know, any power outage, whatever, that thing blows, and you're without."
right.
Telephone, and that's all these 700,000 accounts or whatever can't
Right.
get into you. Why would you take that risk? And I never got a straight answer until one day I got an answer. Hey James, we're probably going to be acquired. And I was like, oh, now it makes sense. And this I get, and so that's the kind of real world.
But that's the you and I live in this generation that we know and understand and bought records. We bought 8-track tapes. We bought CD players, right? You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
They don't even exist now, right? Like
They do not.
The world has changed so much for what it is we do, right?
And we're on the cusp. This AI thing,
Right. It's going to move.
Yeah, you read the
Our
article.
generation has experienced a lot of change, whether we like it or not.
That's correct. And you read the article about the guy that made all the fake AI
Yes.
songs and all that. And when I read that, I thought, oh, he's a genius.
That's right.
I love this guy already.
That's
you know,
right. I thought
then
the same thing. I'm
and then I
glad
was
you said
scratching
that.
my head. I was thinking, now what did he do wrong? He manipulated the system, and then it came to. I was like, oh, there's actually somebody's money. Okay, all right.
Yeah, but
Prior to
he
that,
had AI make the songs for him too.
he had to make the songs and go and play the songs,
Let's-
I love that kind of automation.
I love that. Let's go to break. When we come back, we'll talk some more about modern day criminals that we admire.
Okay, all right.
You are listening to Local Biz Now. Say it, James. Say it, say it, say it.
Your business matters.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
That guy immediately in reading that, I was like, ooh.
Well, what's so funny, I was thinking the same thing. This is pretty ingenious. He got AI to make the songs, and then he got AI to push the
To listen
people
to
to
the
listen to the
songs.
song. And I'm thinking that, why is that illegal that they allowed that to happen. You know what I mean? Like it seems kind of ingenious to me. Don't get me wrong. I'm not supporting anybody.
No.
Do so, but it did seem pretty sharp to me. And then when I read that it was over $1.2 million a year, I'm thinking, goodness gracious.
Hey, Guy, if you had just lay low, that's the problem is it's not $50,000 a year, which you're going to get a slap on the hand, and a good attorney will get you out of it. It's the $1 million a year that's going to get you in big trouble. You could have lived a happy, comfortable life with this extra money and stay below them, but it's the greed. So
interesting.
Anybody need anything? Water?
Jojo, I forgot to bring you a snack. I apologize.
All right, I got goldfish.
The only fish allowed in the office.
Well,
right?
This is such a painful show to do that I got to feed them or they'll just shut it down. No, I ain't gonna do it. Just shut the lights out. I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, Jojo. I didn't feed you. I was feeding Wilton for a while. Wilton moved on. Jojo took over, so I had to stop making fun of Jojo as being the worst board operator in the world. I had to pull back from that. He no longer holds that title.
You brought full meals into Wilton, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right. He gets snacks. Jojo just getting snacks.
But that was a morning thing.
Oh, no, you're talking about Wilton is the other guy in the other room. But, no, yeah, you're talking about Isaiah. Friday mornings, I was bringing Isaiah's full breakfasts.
Yeah. Bojangles, biscuits, the whole business.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Whoa. That's right.
Yeah. Real money.
That's right.
Real radio currency,
Well, I mean, I really liked Isaiah, Jojo, I'm just tolerating. There's a difference. No, I don't even think you're tolerating me.
Yeah, one of you is getting paid for it. Yeah. Well, I got other stories about crazy, and I've thought about making a presentation. I don't know if you're familiar with Ollie. It's like a continuing education for older people.
No.
Like I'm not going back. My next level would be doctorate. I'm not going back to get a doctorate. There's no value to me. It would be an ego thing or something, right?
Right.
I'm not gonna pick up something new. But I recently spent some time at Furman. And I'm looking into becoming an instructor there in their Ollie program. I'm thinking about building this.
I would like you to be a doctor. I can call you Doc.
Well, I'm not a gynecologist, Joe, but I'll take a look at it. Let's see.
I'd like you to get your doctorate. I'm going to call you Doc.
For using generative AI. It has an upgraded camera, a customized
Doc Sanders.
And it's going to come in a variety of colors. Tom Busby,
Thank you, Joe.
Bloomberg Radio.
Call now to speak with Joe Vagnone at 844-Studio-4. It's Local Biz Now on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Yeah. You are listening to the #1 live talk business show in North Carolina. Thank you so much. This is Local Biz Now, where your business matters. I'm here with my friend and Left Shoe Award recipient, James Sanders. And as a reminder, the Right Shoe Award recipient is Bill Russell. It's his birthday. You sang to him today.
Right? Saturday, he turned 65.
Don't tell the man's age, man. You ain't supposed to do that.
Doesn't he look 75?
I can't believe I'm going to stick that left shoe right up your... You don't tell the man's age unless he wants it to happen.
Oh, boy.
Well, that is...
He announced it. He announced it in public on this station.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That being said...
So you can take your threats and put them right where...
Get away from that button. That's my button. Joe said, what are you guys doing in there? Okay.
Yes.
All right, but
we were talking about...
Can we get back to business?
Yes, absolutely. We were talking about how this guy ran a scam on using AI and all that, and it's pretty cool. It's a cool technology, cool use of technology, illegal because you just don't do the wrong thing. You don't take money from people if it's not due.
Right. But it does have this view of the future that us normal folks don't even comprehend, right? Like
It's just not in our circle of life. You're right.
it is not even something. So that article, which by the way was in Cornelius Today, I thought they did a great job of
They did an
writing
excellent
that
job.
up.
Yes.
That article was describing how people were literally coming up with a AI program that they designed because they needed an AI program designed for the music. Then they had to design an AI program that would look like it was individual people ordering that song, right?
Yes.
Because that's thousands
right.
and thousands of orders. That's two highly technical things you have to know just to make that crime happen.
The making music one is becoming easier to get to. It's already made and it's out there.
Why don't you make a song for Bill Russell? Why don't you make a song for you, Bill Russell, and then the left shoe, the right shoe? I can see it now. Left shoe, right shoe song.
It would be so bad. It'd be so bad. But I would bet money that what that guy made was really bad also. It didn't matter. Nobody had to be drawn to it.
That's correct.
He was
because it was a
building
bot
the engine
that was
to go to it. Yes,
pitching it.
Right.
Okay.
But I got another story for you. I got 2 or 3 other stories.
Okay. Okay.
But this one's a fun one. This guy running things out of his house out in the peninsula. Nice little bunch of money. He had his own server that he was messing around with money and importing. All legal stuff. But he clicked on the wrong thing in his email one day, and it encrypted his server. So he brings it to us, and prior to this, we're saying, hey, let's put all these things in place to protect you in case something like this happens, and he wouldn't buy into it, right? He wouldn't spend the $100 a month or whatever it was. So he brings it in, it's encrypted, and we have to start working. This is really early in when the ransomware hit. So we start working with the bad guys. We set up a fake Gmail account to interact with them so that they don't track us down. We remain anonymous on his behalf also. And say, hey, we're an IT company. We're working with them, and they demand like 12 Bitcoin, right? And we go to the guy, hey, it's encrypted. They want 12 Bitcoin. We've asked them for proof that they are able to decrypt it. And we did that by sending one file and saying, decrypt this file. If you get it correct, then we'll know that you do have the key to do it. We work with the bad guys on behalf of them.
Kind of show proof of life.
Yes, right, yeah. And in the meantime, this guy said, I'm dead in the water. Spend the money. And so it's maybe $600 a Bitcoin. This is how long ago it was. It's probably around 60 grand a Bitcoin at this point today. But we buy however many of them, and we spend his money, and we're ready with the Bitcoin ready to go. And they said, yeah, we'll decrypt one for half a Bitcoin. So they didn't even do it for free. The guy's like, yeah, it's an acceptable risk, send it to them. So we've purchased all that they want. We send them half of one. They send it back to us decrypted, proving that they can do it. One of my techs is smart enough to find an engine online in dark web type stuff that says, I have the encrypted one and the decrypted one. Does anybody have a key for it? We get a key for it. Now we're fixing this guy's stuff for free, right? Now it's just sitting there. The key, we apply it. It's decrypted in the background. We saved him 11.5 Bitcoin at the time. In the meantime, Bitcoin prices are jumping, right? In the end, my invoice for our services was far below what that guy made in the increase in the value of his Bitcoin. So he cashed out and made money on the whole deal.
Oh,
now, did he make money in the big picture with his business being down for the 2 or 3 days it was? Probably not. But that was a fun one. The guy just won. He couldn't lose on that one. So that was a fun story.
And that goes to show the kind of stuff that you do, right? So your business is customized, and you're there with your clients whenever there's a problem. You are right there to help them through this. And that is not something that others offer. They may offer this, arm's length assistance. Correct. But getting this kind of detailed level help would be very difficult.
Right. You will learn the names of each one of my engineers. We all work together. We're a very tight team. We all have special skills. This morning, I tell a story about decrypting server, but this morning, I probably spent 40 minutes helping someone with their fantasy football site. So that kind of
whatever you need.
Yeah, it's personal. It's a personal attention, and so that's why. And I'm a people person, and my people are people, so it works out real well.
So if somebody wanted to go make contact with Shared Resource Technology, there's not a better IT firm for medium to small business out there. I stand behind them personally. I stand behind James personally. There is nobody that I am more comfortable referring you to than James. How can they reach you, buddy?
Go to SRONC.com. That is Shared Resources of North Carolina, SRONC.com.
And if it makes you feel any better, he is the host Left Shoe Award.
I mean, I need to have
recipient.
that up there.
Just,
I should.
If that makes you feel better, I mean, it's a rare, prestigious award. You understand?
It's very rare.
That's right. That's right. You know, matter of fact, I should have had Bill Russell on today to bring his shoe, to join the two shoes together. I didn't think about it. I didn't want to bother Bill. You know, Bill Russell's got his own show. Talk of the Town. It's just a great show.
I've been on there. I had a good time.
I don't like to take advantage of him like I used to.
Right.
Take advantage of him.
Right.
So I did want to ask that.
You don't want to get all of his talking out on your show.
That's right. So, as a co-host, you are responsible to bring something in. You were kind enough to send me a copy of it.
Yes.
And I don't understand any of it, and I read it twice.
I know.
So
But
how complex is this going to be? How bored am I going to be with this conversation?
How about this? How about this for an opener? Stop paying for antivirus.
Really?
Never pay for antivirus again. How's that?
Really?
Is that a good
Good
hook?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good summary.
Well, we're going to cover the back page, which are, you like lists. And so that's the pages on the back.
So why don't you get started?
Yes.
And then kind of describe what this article is about. Now, is this something that you pulled from the Google, or is this something you wrote yourself and sent to the Google? Because I know you. Mm-hmm. You are the Google.
Right.
I know that about you.
This is in the works. This is a draft.
Oh, this is like a white pages. This is early on.
This is early on. What I have to do is September begins my renewals with my clients. I need to. I have added this tool to protect all of my clients this year without any additional fees.
Right.
And I'm going to explain to them. Look, next year, this is your increase in fees.
Right.
This is the reason why, and let me tell you how it's benefited you already and what I'm seeing overall.
Right.
So, it is.
Well, just the fact they can call you for fantasy footballs worth a couple of bucks right there. I mean,
sometimes I wonder about my choices in life. You know, I'm like, man, I got that radio show this afternoon. I'm helping somebody with, what am I doing with my life? But antivirus, backing up, back in the day, we put antivirus in place because people put out files that had little pieces of software in them that did bad things. And so antivirus was built to identify that code in those files and protect us from them. Over time, threats have evolved. Clicking on a link in an email and giving someone your username and password, the keys to the kingdom, is not a virus. It's phishing. It's social engineering. You did it.
It's effective.
It is very... It can be very effective.
Matter of fact, you should ask Bill Russell about that. Ask me and Julie about that. But it is effective.
It happens less and less, thank goodness.
That's right. We are getting more educated just to simply ignore that email.
Yes.
If it's real, send me another one. And don't ever ask me for a password or username again, because I'm not going to give it to you.
That's right. So that is a behavior. That's not a piece of code. That's a behavior.
Right.
And what we needed was something in place to recognize behaviors. There are a handful of companies that pretend as though they're QuickBooks. They download software to, and they help you with QuickBooks, and then they way overcharge you for their services. It is not a illegitimate service they're providing. It's just so expensive, and it's identified by behavior. So we needed something better than antivirus. That's endpoint detection and response. We'll talk about that when we get back.
When we come EDR.
EDR.
You are listening to Local Biz Now. Say it, James. Say it. Say it.
Your business matters.
Yeah, when we get back, I'm going to take that shoe and...
We'll return to...
I like that I get to press these buttons. This is good to know.
I think you press buttons all the time. Do you have a mobile one of these? Maybe you wear a bracelet, necklace?
Julie loves you. She said James is never boring.
Yeah.
No, he's aggravating, but he ain't boring. Oh, we got Bill Russell on.
Uh-oh.
Bill said, please, no song.
Anybody need anything?
Okay. JoJo, I think we're good. Hey, are you going to play Alex's thing on your show?
Yes, I have it, and it is ready to go.
Have you heard it?
Yes. Bill
Is it
kinda
good?
played with it a little bit. It's all right.
We'll go tweak. Okay.
Yeah, we tweaked it a little bit to kind of
Right.
make it sound like produced.
Right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So he just doesn't know. So we got to get him to whatever you guys want. I sent LR a text and asked them for their fight song. Because if we could, what I envisioned, and Wilton said this would sound really cool, which is kind of have a lion roar at the beginning and sort of a lion roar at the end with a fight song in the middle and then drop Alex's words in there.
Yeah.
That's probably perfect.
Yeah, it should be.
And if we got that standard, and I didn't know if you wanted like a 1 or 2 minute clip or you wanted 3 different.
It's about a minute.
Right.
I'm gonna play it kind of just as one of the.
Hey, and we ready for you when you want to come out to LR, man. We got a great tailgating spot. Life is good out there, I'm telling you.
We got a minute before we're back here.
Okay. JoJo got a girlfriend, and she is, I think she's 12.
Oh, boy.
I'm
Good
pretty
gracious,
sure.
are we live?
She looked like she's 12 years old.
Are we live on Facebook?
He said, don't say that. She's 12.
Why would you even say that? She's literally 24.
She looks like she's 12.
She's 24 years old.
He gonna
Hold on a second. Joe. Well, as we get older, people look younger.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
So I'm old. That's the problem. Not that she's young.
That is the problem. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you look at. I mean,
that's
you've
a
seen some of the
problem.
policemen around Cornelius, right? I'm like, is this? Well, how'd they let high schoolers be a policeman?
I said that about my doctor.
Yeah, that's
Biz
right.
Now with Joe Bagno.
I probably know more about this than you do.
100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Yeah! You are listening to the #1 live talk business show. Before we get into James's stuff, JoJo, fire it up for me, will you please? Oh, I don't have my sign. Okay. So, let's talk a little bit about EDR.
Yes, endpoint detection and response. We covered that antivirus works a particular way. It doesn't apply to today's biggest threats. Instead, it's behavior that is the challenge with today.
Behavior has to do with
that's our biggest threats. That's where the
we stupid. We don't know. I mean, they're tricky. I mean,
they're tricky.
These emails are so good. Thanks, JoJo. These emails are so good. I would have no idea that it is some kind of a fish.
There are some beautiful ones. I stared at an email from Bank of America about 2 weeks ago for probably 3 or 4 minutes before I realized, oh no, this is an active conversation I'm having with them. I had forgotten I was having a conversation with them. I was like, man, this email is beautiful. Wow. I'm almost ready to click on this thing. In reality, it was a legitimate email and I was supposed to click on it. But that's aside the point. It was a work of art that Bank of America made. So.
Okay, let's JoJo, let's fire this up and then we'll come back to James.
Absolutely.
Life can be chaotic, but elegance rises from the ashes. Join me, Josh Johnson, as we rise above the everyday hustle and discover elegance in every draw at Burner Cigar. It's not just a cigar, it's a journey to relaxation.
You know, we keep talking about relaxing. James, honestly, some of our best conversations are relaxing over a cigar. I mean, we've done it for years. I tell people this. There is not a better way, a more equalizing action than to sit and smoke a cigar with somebody you don't know. By the end of that cigar,
that's right,
you're going to feel like you know them.
What I find is the hustle and bustle of the world keeps me moving, next appointment, next conversation, next whatever. With a cigar in my hand, I stop.
Yeah.
I stop. And the better cigar, the longer I sit there.
Well, and it's funny because if somebody will ask me, hey, I'd really like to meet Bill Russell, then I'll tell you how we'll do it. I'll invite him over
That's right.
to the cigar bar. We'll
Yes.
light up and you'll have 45 minutes to sit and talk with him.
That's it.
And get his opinion on something. Same thing if Bill Russell wants to know somebody that I know, he knows that they probably smoke cigars. And he said, hey, Joe, you think we can, light up and have a conversation with your buddy that owns XYZ? And so I tell people it's better than a round of golf because you're not hot and sweaty and chasing each other.
You're not under pressure.
That's right.
That's right.
It's the exact opposite of golf.
It is
And
relaxing.
that there is no
yes.
pressure. Yeah.
And with a burner cigar, now I drink Coca-Cola. I like Coca-Cola. I like the taste of it. I like the taste of it with a cigar.
That's right. I do too.
So burner cigar has Coca-Cola, and they favor Lancero cigars, and so that's the shape that I like. I don't know why. It just works like that for me. Now, since you and I have been smoking together, you like a deeper, richer, darker cigar.
I do.
And unfortunately, that has rubbed off on me.
Right.
Now I see some of these later ones, I'm like, nah, not worth my time. I'm about to invest some time into smoking the cigar. I want something I can taste, something strong. So you did that.
I did that.
You did that. I'm blaming you.
And we can do that for you. Go by Burner Cigar in Brookdale Village. It's on the parking lot, the Dick's Sporting Goods parking lot.
Correct.
Also, Highway 16, Old Highway 16.
Up there by North Lake Restaurant, West Lake Restaurant.
Right.
Yeah.
Just go on by there. Just wonderful people. Your first cigar is on me. Just tell them that Joe sent you, and they'll take care of you.
Well, I'm going to go up there with long hair, and then I'm going to get my hair cut, and I'm going to go up there with short hair and say Joe sent me. Let's see if they recognize. That's 2 cigars I'll get.
Joe is the secret password to a free cigar at Burners until somebody catches on. Please go by and talk to Burners. Talk to Josh. They would love to have you up there. Just a wonderful group. And all you got to do is ask them, what's new, what's good, what should I try? And they'll be able to help you with that.
That's right. Yes.
Okay, great. Thanks, JoJo, for that. I appreciate it. So now let's get back to EDR.
I mean, would I rather smoke a cigar or talk about this? Like in my mouth right now, I'm watering thinking about a nice, really nice dark Lancero.
Unfortunately, the owner of the station will not let me smoke here, or we could be having a relaxing
you see what happens later this month. Later this month when I'm here alone, is there a lock on that door?
JoJo said he's not here right now.
That's
No. Don't be fooled by that. JoJo's trying to get me fired. See that? He thinks I don't know what's happening here. I know exactly what's happening here.
Well, I'm going to send you a photo. You see what happens when you're not here.
Okay.
So EDR is about behavior. You were talking about they were being sneaky, and one sneaky thing frequently is that you'll download a piece of software that you want for a particular task, like a PDF writer. You're too cheap to pay for Adobe. You want something, you got one PDF you want to write, and they get it behind you, so you download this piece of software. They sneak something in. Those people aren't just giving away the software for free. They're putting stuff on your machine.
I mean, so whenever I'm getting free software, it is a criminal behind that? Is that what's happening?
No. Not always, but it is not infrequent. And is it a criminal or is it an opportunist? Because an opportunist, you're clicking, downloading it, and saying, yes, I want this. Well, in the small letters, small writing, it's saying, hey, I'm going to put this on your machine also. So there's what we're seeing a whole lot of right now. Is
but this is what would allow him, the owner of this, to come back in later and fish.
Yes.
So is the action of fishing illegal?
Yes, it absolutely is illegal.
So isn't that then a criminal?
Unless you're from Russia and you're fishing outside of Russia. Completely legal in Russia to fish anywhere, any cybercrime outside of Russia, you're allowed to do it. In fact, they have cyber mafia. They are huge household name stars that are making tons of money. The actress girlfriends, the super hot cars, the mansions on the lake, all these type things. They have
businesses of doing fishing.
They have 401ks set up for their employees. They have medical benefits. They have bonuses for the people that bring in the most.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. And Ukraine, whom we love and support, did the same thing until they needed us. when they needed us, they changed some laws. That was part of the deal. Hey, you guys got to cut this out.
Yeah,
So
Hey guys, you know, I mean,
I want
if
to
you want
help
United States money, we probably got to fish someplace else.
Yes, yeah. So it's out there. It's not just, the United States is not, in the United States, it's illegal, it's unethical. But
So we once talked that one of the top things you trained your clients on was this whole phishing thing, what not to do, what to look for. Put your cursor at the right-hand top corner.
Yes.
Let's see what the actual
email address.
Yes.
Yes.
You taught me that. You didn't think I remember that, but I
you did.
You taught me.
Good for you.
So all of if Bill and I would have known that, we wouldn't have gotten hacked. But that took some education. Is that working now? Are there more people like me that now know I'm simply going to ignore that? Or if I'm not sure, send it to my IT guy and say, is this real?
We are doing better, but the bad guys are doing better also. So it's we sure up a door and they find another way in. It's a cat and mouse game. It is honestly, in a big spiritual world, it is good versus evil. And so it behooves us on the good team to pay attention to what we're doing and get better at what we're doing, constantly evolve. And that's where EDR comes in. So EDR is endpoint detection and response. You load it on the workstations, you load it on the server, you load it on the laptops, you load it on the iPads, the cell phones, whatever. And it continuously monitors for behavior that could be a threat. A behavior that could be a threat.
My behavior. Julie's behavior.
That's correct.
Bill Russell's behavior.
That's right.
How does it know that Julie should not be clicking on that?
A fun one is, a very common fun one is that sometimes we have a piece of software and we invite someone in to remote control our computer to fix something for us. It's a legitimate service, right? I want help from the tech support for this company. They come in, they do the work, they leave. And that piece of software is sitting right there waiting. The behavior is all legitimate to get us to this point, but that piece of software is still sitting there waiting for the next person to connect. And so somebody smart enough figure out the way to connect to that, and then they're into your machine. EDR will tell you, hey, this piece of software is on here. It's still running. It's waiting for somebody to connect to it. Maybe you should question it. And so as an IT company, we get an alert. And we take a look at it and say, why do you have this loaded? And the end user says,
because my IT person,
I don't know,
gets on my computer.
It's almost always, I don't know.
Well, sure.
It's almost always, I don't know. We're like, well, it was loaded last Thursday.
Right.
Why is it still on there? Last Thursday. Oh, yeah. I had my, whatever, line of business application support people come in and tell me how to print labels out of whatever it was. And we're like, okay, well, it's an open door. Let's close it. Do they still need it? Do you still need it? If not, let's get it off of there, reduce the threat. Yeah. So that's but another common one. So remote control software definitely raise a flag, and that's not
even
virus.
my IT company uses that.
That's correct, and it's not a virus, right? It's there for legitimate,
right.
But the behavior of it being on there and open, waiting for someone to connect when you don't want them to connect, when you're not ready for them to connect, it makes us question the behavior. Another fun one is when you download some whatever Quasimodo software and you end up with a program called Wave Store, WAVESTORE. Wave Store is some sort of a web browser. I haven't seen how it markets itself yet, but dozens of users have accepted it along with what other piece of software that they wanted, and it gets on there and starts collecting data. So it's that kind of stuff. That's the behavior. This is why antivirus isn't worth it anymore. This is the real threat. That's what you'd be spending money on. IT companies shouldn't be charging you for antivirus anymore. They should be moving up to EDR to really protect you.
So we are short on time, my friend. You'll be back next week. And we're going to dig into this a little bit more next week as well.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Because we've got James Sanders here for the entire month. Thank you, my friend. I really do appreciate it. You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone. And if it's Monday afternoon, say it, James.
Your business matters.
Yeah.
Serving you better than ever before. WSIC, Statesville,